This sounds just so similar to what I'm hearing over on the basketball side, because those exact same things is what I hear every time. When you hear, oh, this transfer is getting X amount of dollars, and a lot of those numbers, and this is something that I'm sure Clint's talked about and we talk about a lot. Do not believe the numbers you hear. Because in some cases, these are agents going to reporters and saying, hey, my person's making X amount of dollars. And the problem that sometimes comes into is, even if, let's say, Alabama did land a Ty Haywood, right? And Ty Haywood was going to be making 250 grand, is how much he truly was actually going to be making. And Caden Proctor was making 500 grand. So they weren't actually on the same level. But if his agent comes out and says, my client's making 450 grand, now Caden Proctor is mad that he's not making enough money, even though Ty Haywood's not making as much as the agent said he was. But all it is public perception at that point. You're seeing a lot of that, and it comes to college athletics, and a lot of that's because these agents aren't always vetted, and there's a variety of reasons, and sometimes reporters are, love you guys to death, but sometimes some people have a little more loose lips and will listen to what that agent tells them and don't just run with it as fact. But like, these are things you're seeing in college athletics where star players and just players on a team are getting upset about numbers that aren't even fact.
Such a great point. And what I want to point out to people is, would that agent have any incentive to inflate those numbers? Because I just got Ty Haywood, who hadn't played a snap on the college level yet. I've got him in the same ballpark as a starting 2-year starter at left tackle in the SEC at a program like Alabama. Offensive tackles are going to be giving you a phone call and saying, hey, I want you to represent me. Can you get me that? Now, here's the thing. Then you got to actually deliver, and you're not really getting those numbers. But once you've got them on the hook, you can come up with 1,000 reasons of why it's different. And, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get you this much money, but I'm telling you, this is the absolute best. You aren't going to. And then once they're your representation, I mean, what I haven't heard, and I don't know how common it is, but how much guys are leaving some of these agents and they're making switches and stuff. Like in the NFL, if someone switches an agent and they're a big name player, that kind of makes news. I don't even know if that's happening at all or if it's very prevalent, but either way, probably a lot of these guys like, hey, if I can just get them on the hook, they'll stay on the hook. They're a catch. So yeah, there's way too much incentive to inflate the numbers. And that you're 100% correct. That's a massive problem. I think with Alabama's coaching staff, and I say coaching staff that extends to Morgan, is they bring those players back down to earth, but they do it in a very disarming way, right? Where it's like you trust what they're saying. Courtney Morgan, I don't know. I kept wanting to call him C.D. Morgan. That was Courtney Morgan is included in that, but that is a huge problem right now in college football. And I think Alabama's staff is doing as good of a job as anybody is kind of managing those waters for sure.